Hey, welcome. I'm glad you are here with me today. Welcome to our time of devotion. We're going to spend some time in Philippians chapter 4, verse 11. We're going to look at my cup of coffee here first. We got a Batman mug. You can see it's a little rustic. It was actually made by my son Reagan a long time ago. And it's a reminder for us to pray for our kids. If parents think they have a hard time dealing with their kids, think about what the kids have to deal with their parents. So don't forget to pray for your children. Pray for other children out there. Some people live in less happy homes than others. So just pray for the kids in our community, and they'd be awfully helpful. Some people say, they've been watching these videos, they've been saying, hey, Pastor Longsign, you're getting fat. And I said, well, I've had a lot on my plate. We'll be in Philippians chapter 4, verse 11, and we'll hop right into the scripture. Philippians 4:11, it'd be helpful if I turn there, Philippians 4:11 says, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." And there's a lot to pull out of that verse over just a couple minutes, but first things first, remember the previous verse, Paul had just received gifts. The church at Philippi had been very generous, and that's wonderful. So he wasn't necessarily looking for a gift, but every time somebody gives towards the ministry, every time someone's generous with their neighbor, that is an opportunity for that person, the giver. And so first things first, I just want to say, hey, don't be a joy robber. If somebody wants to do something nice for you, let them do something nice. Sometimes we have a way of being too proud to receive a gift or some nicety. We don't think we deserve it. Well, it's not necessarily for our benefit that we get a gift. Sometimes or most of the time, it's actually for the benefit of the giver. So don't be a joy robber. And then he says, I have learned. It is hard to learn what he's about to say. He's going to talk about being content. It's a learned process. Naturally, children are very selfish. You have to teach them to share toys. You have to teach them to play well with one another. And even adults, you find out that many of them are selfish. It's a learned trait. It's not natural. Even little toddlers, you'll see, be very selfish. So to be content, you actually have to learn it. So he says, I have learned. And so he says, whatsoever state I am. Think about that. Paul was in prison. So Paul is saying whether I'm in prison, whether I'm free, whether I'm rich, whether I'm poor, whether he felt he was safer at home or whether he felt there was a tyranny at home order going on, that didn't matter. What mattered to Paul was whatever state he was in, he was going to be content. And he says he was content right at the end of the verse, therewith to be content. And so we see that with the letter he wrote to Timothy, 1 Timothy 6:6. Therefore, godliness with contentment is great gain. We need to learn to be content. And so today, don't be a joy robber, learn to be content, and then be content. And so those are just three easy things you can take with you. Hopefully you can apply them. They're hard to do because right now we have a lot of time to look at things and we can grow very discontent and we can be covetous over what's going on in other places, what other people have. So be content. Reminders, we have church tomorrow. Make sure you join us, whether it's for our junior church, Sunday school, Sunday morning service, or our Sunday evening service. They're all available for you, and you should have that graphic up right now. And then next, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube or like us on Facebook. Let us know, before you go, let us know how God is teaching you to be content. What are you learning right now in this time of safer at home? And then last thing here is I just got a nickname. My nickname is Mr. Compromise. It wasn't really my first choice, but I'm okay with it. Till next time.